Hi, Councilor Fratini, we can hear you.
Thank you. Hi, Counselor Santos speaking in.
Hi, Counselor Santos, we can hear you.
Evening, Madam Clerk. Can I get an audio check, please? This is Councilor Torre.
Hi, Councillor Tour. We can hear you just fine. Can you hear us?
Yes, thank you.
Councillor Keenan here. Just want to make sure you can hear me.
Hi, Councillor. We can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Okay, we will begin. Good evening and welcome to Brampton's Planning and Development Committee meeting. We will begin the meeting with calling the roll for attendance at this evening's meeting. I will pass it on to the clerk.
Through you, Chair. The following members are present online. Councillor Palashi, Councillor Santos, Councillor Keenan, Councillor Fortini, and Councillor Tour. And with us in person, we have yourself, Deputy Mayor Singh, chairing this evening, Councillor Power, and Councillor Vicente.
Thank you.
And Mayor Patrick Bowen is not with us this evening, and Councillor Barr has not joined us yet.
Thank you. Does any member wish to add business items to today's meeting? We have any member? I don't see any, so we have a motion moved by Councillor Power to approve the agenda. All in favor, motion carries. Do any members have a declaration of pecuniary interest under the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act for any matter to be considered on today's agenda? Hearing and seeing none, that will be noted for the minutes. Consent motion. Our next item is consent motion. I'll read the relevant agenda items, and members can identify any items to be held for debate. 7.1.2 will be held for a delegation. 7.2, does anybody wish to hold this? Okay, that is in consent. 7.3, application to amend the official plan zoning bylaw and proposed draft plan of subdivision.
Hold, please.
Okay, Councillor Tour. 7.4, City Initiated Report 2025-097, housekeeping amendment to Schedule A of planning application fee bylaw. Okay, that is in consent. 7.5, file OZS 2024-0028, application to amend the zoning bylaws. That is in consent. 9.1, minutes, Active Transportation Advisory Committee, February 11th, 2025. That is in consent. And 12.1, correspondence from Minister Parmeet Sarkaria, MPP, Brampton South, regarding Peel Village and rooming houses. That is in consent. So I will pass it on to the clerk just to summarize the consent motion, and then we will vote on it.
Through you, Chair. The following items are included on the consent motion. 7.2, file City Initiated Report 2025-089. 7.4, file City Initiated Report 2025-097. 7.5, file OZS 2024-0028. 9.1, minutes of the Active Transportation Advisory Committee. And 12.1, correspondence from Minister Prabmeet, Sarkaria, regarding Peel Village and rooming houses.
Thank you. I have a motion moved by Councillor Vicente to approve the consent motion. All in favor? Motion carries. Moving on to general delegations. We have no general delegation this evening. Our next item is statutory public meetings, and we don't have any as well. So moving on to section 7 and 7.1.2, which is a delegation. I will ask for John Corbett, Nick Wood, and Lee Parsons to please come and complete your delegation. You have 5 minutes.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is John Corbett, President of Corbett Land Strategies. I'm joined this evening with Nick Wood, my Vice President of Development, and Lee Parsons, a professional land economist with MGP City Plan. I want to start by thanking staff for working so diligently with us on this very high-profile project on Mississauga Road. We are in complete agreement with the staff report, and we agree entirely with the recommendations set out therein. And we could proceed with a full presentation. We will leave that to you, or we will make ourselves available for questions if that's what you desire to do, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. And I don't have any questions, and I don't see any questions, so we'll move it on to councillor questions regarding the report. Do any members have any questions regarding this? Yeah. Do any councillors have any questions? And I see Councillor Plushy speaking to the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In speaking to the report, I actually would love to acknowledge John Corbett, former CAO of City of Brampton. It's fantastic that he's here. I wish I was there to see him in person. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there today and have to do this online. I thank them for all the work that they have done in trying to move this forward. Taking the words out of actually former CAO John Corbett's mouth, this is center ice for the City of Brampton. We've done a ton of work in, not only Mount Pleasant, Heritage Heights, and we continue to be committed to encouraging new home construction, and certainly that in part and parcel of this application. But having said that, this site is located in the intersection of two major corridors, being Mississauga Road and Bovaird Drive, which are intended to be a location of a diverse mix of uses supporting the creation of complete communities. This, coupled with the fact that the site is located across the proposed Brampton's third hospital through the Heritage Heights secondary plan, and that staff have undertaken a broader review of expanding the medtech sector in Brampton, there's a natural synergy between office uses on the subject lands and the proposed hospital, certainly much greater than 4,600 square meters. To this end, I recommend that this report be deferred until staff complete the market and economic analysis directed from last week's Committee of Council meeting. And I understand that planning and economic development staff are targeting to complete this work by the end of Q2 of this year. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sorry, when did you defer to, just for clarification, Councillor Plushy, it kind of wasn't clear at the end.
From my understanding, ECDEV and planning are targeting to complete the work by the end of Q2.
Okay.
But I'm asking for the deferral of this item to come back at that time.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So we have a defer, yeah. So maybe I'll do two separate motions to receive the delegation correspondence and then to defer, right?
Mr.
Okay.
Chairman?
Yeah.
Sorry. If I may?
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Paleshi, for your kind comments, and it certainly is great to be home and seeing a dream being realized in this part of the city. And we fully appreciate your comments about the office space. I was just wanting to propose a small alternative to your amended resolution that would allow us to proceed with this project, securing financing, et cetera, and closing the deal getting a positive recommendation, but with a direction to withhold the zoning bylaw until we have a chance to negotiate that through Q2 with the staff. That would be very meaningful for the future of this development. And also would not prejudice the city because we're not bringing the zoning bylaw back to council for approval until we go through that discussion with staff.
Okay, Councilor Pelletier still has his hand up, but, yeah, Councilor Pelletier, do you have anything to say before I take the vote?
Yeah, I would just thank John. I think it's just, it's too important of a corner to move forward, and I really think that staff need their input on, I'd really like to see that report come back to see what the future of this center ice piece of Brampton is. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion moved by Councilor Pelletier, Chair Pelletier, to defer 7.1.1 staff report and to receive the delegation and correspondence. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Cheers. Moving on to 7.3, file OZS 2024-004, application to amend the official plan zoning bylaw and proposed draft plan of subdivision. I'd like to pass it to Councillor Tour as you held this item.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. Just seeing this item and knowing that we had a lot of public delegations about this, and there are some changes being made by the applicant here. I'm proposing that if we can defer this item to the next planning committee meeting to give it some more time to, for me as well, to understand all the changes that are being proposed and how we can move forward with this application. So I would like to move a motion to defer this to the next planning and development meeting.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. We have a deferral motion moved by Councillor Tour. All in favor? Motion carries. That finishes section 7, so we'll move to Councillor question period. Do any members have any further questions regarding any items on the agenda? Seeing and hearing none. Public question period. Do any members of the public have any questions regarding the agenda? To the clerk, just to confirm online.
Through you, Chair, I don't see any questions online.
Okay, that takes us to our last item, which is adjournment. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 17, 2025 at 7 p.m. I have a motion moved by Councillor Power to adjourn today's meeting. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.